Cowboys versus 49ers tacos. Run into an instant classic with ground California hide tacos, along with a spread of our Chips Kelly offense. Only the brave will dive deep into the fourth round to try out our mysterious Prescott Pepper without the aid of X Factor Bryant.
Before a pick is made here, I have to say what I said on the Sheck Report week 3. The only thing, and maybe I'm a little cross because I was rooting for the Steelers to beat the Eagles, but I don't love the Eagles and the Cowboys patting themselves on the back for things that sort of they passively came to them. Carson Wentz came to you, and he would not be your starting quarterback if the Vikes hadn't said, hey, we'll give you a first-round pick for Sam Bradford.
But
so, same for the Cowboys.
But
they wanted Paxton Lynch, but they didn't take him.
Hold on, though.
And Jerry Jones lamented that, and then, well, we better get somebody. They took Dak, and now
in the case of the Eagles, they made sure that Carson Wentz was going to be there. They were not into Jared Goff. They made sure that that's the way it was going to play out. So that was their guy. They traded up to get him. And they didn't have to trade Sam Bradford. I mean, they had already named him their starter. So, the fact that they were willing to do it and risk, what is a pretty good defense, some veterans on that team, it's not like it's chock full of youngsters. I mean, that was a pretty bold move to make that trade and risk losing all your vets. Like, what the heck? We're just mailing in the season now if they did not think. Take off the hat. If they didn't think that Carson Wentz could handle it.
Yeah, I'm going to disagree with you on this one, dude, because for a couple of reasons. Number one.
That means he's getting serious.
Well, think about it. They signed Chase Daniel to $7 million.
He could have been the starter.
And people were like, what are you doing? You're trading up to get Wentz. You've got Chase Daniel making $7 million as a third stringer. And then Dallas, there were people in that organization that sold the Joneses on Prescott and said, hey, look at this guy's tape. Yeah, we didn't get who we wanted. It's not just the owner. I mean, your scouting department sometimes has to sell you somebody, and there were people in that organization that liked Dak Prescott.
You sound like Jeff Fisher. That's the Jeff Fisher position.
Right.
Well, Jared would be playing if there were injuries, and, the only reason Dak's playing is, okay, that's fine, but they're playing great. And you traded 6 picks to go get a guy who can't beat out Case Keenum, who's got a QB rating of like 53.
All you have to do if you're Jeff Fisher is, I'm not all you have to do, easier said than done. But listen, what Jared Goff gives you is the ability to stretch the field in a way Case Keenum can. Yeah. And you say to the kid, don't turn the ball over. If it's too large for him to not do that and he's fumbling and throwing bad picks, then you sit him down and you go Case Keenum then.
I think if Case Keenum gets hurt, God forbid, you will see Sean Mannion by the following week. Yeah. Jared Goff will never play an entire game.
All right, let's get to it then. Elliot Harrison, Cowboys, 49ers, choose.
Cowboys.
All right, Elliot, Matt Money Smith. Yeah. The Niners are not half bad. The defense is not an embarrassment.
It's
pretty
okay.
Good. It's got some decent parts
to
it.
It's not great. It's okay. Here's why I like.
And I like Carlos Hyde.
I like the 49ers because they can just rely on a dominant running game. I'm not saying that their offensive line is going to get a lot of push against that defense, but they're going to probably get a lot of push against that defense. If Jordan Howard can come in and move the ball, 75, 85 yards, whatever it was, on minimal carries, I suspect Carlos Hyde's going to have himself a day, and I'm with you. I don't have a lot of faith in the Cowboys. No Dez. You're telling me Cole Beasley's probably going to be your leading receiver. I love Ezekiel Elliott. But they're just going to stack the box and dare Dak to – geez, that's tough to say. And dare Dak to go deep. And he's probably not going to have a lot of options
Elliott
to do that.
And I have had this conversation many times over the last 2 or 3 years as Jason Witten's best days fade into the distance. They never – it's one of those positions on a certain team that just endlessly goes unaddressed is the number 2 receiver to Dez Bryant, and now they're finally going to get bitten by that.
Well, they tried. They tried with
Williams.
Terrence Williams. And
well, I know, but Terrence Williams, the book was in on him 2 years ago. You knew he was not. He was only going to be so good.
Cerebral player, though. When you need him to make the right play, all right. When he lacks in physical attributes, he makes them.
All right, Matt Money Smith. It's time. Yeah! He throws the flag. That's a good way to end it.
I know a good way to settle this. Who's right, though? I mean, just
the game will be played, and then we'll come back next week. And
we're all 3 here. I mean, why not? Bring back the physical challenge just for one game.
I say this. Here's the physical challenge.
Okay.
The loser of this one, we will do a Photoshop of you dressed like Cam Newton was in the post-game press conference last.
Oh, I have that outfit. I'll just bring it in.
Oh,
you don't have to Photoshop.
I was kind of hoping we could have Dave put on the sombrero and see which one of us could get the little ghosty to stick in the hat.
All right, we'll revisit it.